payments. This is all to celebrate Andrew's weekend special. This is the last day of the visit. He has a 10 p.m. show coming up tonight, a very special show with Adam, I believe, right, Andrew? And you'll be answering questions and really jumping into the meat of what people want to know about your supplements.
And that's, we often do that on Monday night after the visit. We'll just do a show and kind of dedicate it. Oftentimes we dedicate it to a lot of products. We'll do 30 products in 2 hours that we never get to spend much time talking about.
Yeah.
But tonight what we're going to try to do is really talk about the most popular products, because those are the ones that have the most frequent questions. And that's where I'm really going to try to dig into the questions, because that's my job. I always say my products, the reviews, they sell themselves.
Yeah.
So my job is to just get out of the way and answer questions, provide objective information, and I don't have to push my products, because I think the information, the reviews, the science does a sufficiently good job of educating everyone, so we could all make our own informed decisions without me having to push.
Yes, absolutely. And then the next supplement that we're going to talk about is truly an example of one of the most popular, most requested items, and that's your omega-3, the essential omega-3. And, you know, most of us know in general that the omega-3s, you know, the brain, the heart, our cardio system, the eyes, but once again, the issues we run into, not only with the pureness and the potency of what we're seeing out there, it's these giant pills with fishy aftertaste, with who knows what else is mixed into them. And I think that's what makes your Maximum Essential Omega-3 fatty acids so highly rated and so popular here, is that it's easy to take, there is no aftertaste, and you are getting the purest, most potent forms of those essential omega-3s and fatty acids. So what we have today is everything from a 30 to a 60 capsule, 180, and a 360 capsule. And you'll notice the savings just go up as the capsule count goes up as well. So it is another one of those great opportunities to pick up something that, as the title says, is essential to our health and well-being. But Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, but if we're not getting it from our diet, where else are we getting these essential omega-3s and fatty acids?
You're not getting it. So they are, the reason why the word essential is in the name of the product is just like a vitamin or a mineral is essential nutrient, that we have to get it from outside because our body can't produce it. These fatty acids fit that exact same definition. And unfortunately, if you look at the American diet, one of the most defining characteristics of the American diet is the absence of omega-3 fats, unfortunately. And most of us know the role they play in cardiovascular health and heart health. And yes, it is an incredibly important and critical role. But only recently have we discovered the role it plays in brain health and in eye health. I've always talked about that simply from a structural standpoint, that if we simply consider that the phospholipids, say, in our brain, of those phospholipids in our brain, two-thirds of them, two-thirds of the dry weight of our brain is DHA, the omega-3 we focus on in this product. So that would lead one to a conclusion. If two-thirds of the dry weight of the brain are phospholipids made from DHA, DHA is critically important to our brain because structure and function work hand in hand. And then, of course, the highest concentration of DHA, the omega-3 we focus on, is in the eye, the macular region of the eye, the retina of the eye. So it's really inescapable. And now the research and clinical studies have confirmed that the health of our eyes, the health of our brain, especially as we age, is absolutely linked to our intake of omega-3 fats, especially DHA, Docosahexaenoic Acid.
Wow. And, you know, we're looking at reviews right now. So on top of the research and the science, more than 3,000 of you have gotten these home, tried them out, and come back to write a perfect 5-star review. Like this one, for instance, says, love these vitamins. These from Andrew Lessman are by far the best of the best. I've been taking these for 3 years now, and I just love them. When they have a today's special with free shipping, you can't beat the price. I ordered the huge container. I cannot say enough about these vitamins. Thank you, HSN and Andrew Lessman, for bringing us these awesome vitamins. And this next one is short and succinct, and I love it. It says, this is the only omega-3 supplement I would ever use. I've been taking them for many years. No burps. Real life here, no burps. I trust this line of supplements to be pure, and I love them. So it's everything we're talking about, having that research and science behind it, getting the right ingredients delivered in the right way, and you at home loving them and reaping the benefits. And I love, Andrew, when we have these, we show comparisons to everyone, and I know you like to do that because just like multivitamins, when we go to the stores, I feel like there's omega-3 pills everywhere, but they all look different. They're all different colors. These are massive. You end up with the burps, like our reviewer said, with that fishy taste. And when we compare these drugstore, pills to your supplements, they look strikingly different. What is it that makes these appear so different, the two?
What's funny is they look bigger, so you'd think, wow,
I mean,
Andrew's product must give a lot less omega-3. It mustn't be as good in terms of potency. But you'd be wrong, because those other products are about 300 milligrams of omega-3s, whereas ours is 500.
Wow.
So size can be misleading when you're looking at these capsules. So again, that's what makes our products also will have no fishy aftertaste, absolutely no fishy repeat. They're designed to deliver the benefits, as I say with all my products, that what good is a vitamin that delivers its benefits when it causes you problems? That's a bad vitamin. So until we can figure out how to deliver our benefits, we talked about this with Ultimate Friendly Flora. Until we can figure out how to do that and deliver its benefits without causing problems, we haven't succeeded. And we won't bring a product to market until we've succeeded. So our omega-3, it's the natural form of the omega-3 fats, which most products are synthetic form. Most of the products you see in supermarkets and discount stores are synthetic form. Ours is the natural form. Ours is also balanced in favor of DHA over EPA, because DHA is critical for our brain, critical for our eyes, critical for our heart, and that's the driving force behind most people taking omega-3. So why would you balance it in favor of EPA instead of DHA?
Right.
We favor DHA. So it's a long list of things that we do differently from everyone else. But if you were reading the science and making it for yourself, it would look exactly like the product we're making here. It wouldn't be any different.
That's why we appreciate so much doing these special shows with you. It truly is education. And you've said this before, whether it's your supplements or not, the fact that you can